Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to my preview lounge. And we always bring a fan of the opposition. Today it's Liverpool. And I've managed to get Jamie. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing good, mate. I'm happy to make my debut. Ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, I always have the same plan for every preview. I'm not slightly biased to one team. It's always the same. So it's always 5 questions about your team. But we obviously do need to talk about the game as well at some point. Now, what the problem is when I do all the prep for all these previews that I do, I have to type in the previous results at Anfield. Now, Jamie's probably really going, yes, this is where I shine. And it is. It's going to where you're going to shine because it's so painful when I was typing it up. I was like, geez. But yeah, let's get into this now. Let's get this out of the way because I'm not looking forward to it. These are the 9 previous results at Anfield.
Wow.
Now, I will start with, we've played you 238 times in our whole history, which is wonderful. We've beaten you 82 times, drawn 62 times, and lost 94. But our 9 previous visits to Anfield haven't gone particularly well. Well, actually awful, if I'm perfectly honest. Now, I always do this because it does have a bearing for me. That it's a game that I'm not looking forward to. We're both chatted before, and we're both doing watch-alongs this weekend. You're not looking forward to it for a different reason. I'm not looking forward to it myself because all the Arsenal fans are really hyped and going, yes, we're going to beat you. And I'm like, have you seen how we play at Anfield lately? Now, do you think it's going to be any different to how it has been the past 9 visits, or do you think it's going to be totally different for this game?
Oh no, this game's going to be totally different. I mean, the form Liverpool got at the moment, I personally don't see us winning a game. So Arsenal are the best team in the country. They play the best football in the country, and this is a different Arsenal this season. This is a different Liverpool. You're not going to get any of these score lines, especially on Liverpool's side this weekend. I know it's Easter Sunday and it's a day of miracles, but I just don't see it happening for Liverpool. I think this will be a close game. I don't think there's going to be a rout either side. I actually think it'll be quite a close game. Obviously with the Liverpool news, players coming back and stuff like that. But yeah, it's going to be a tight game. But Arsenal, even at Anfield, Arsenal are going to be firm favourites. There's no doubt about that. Liverpool just in a mire at the moment.
See, for me, I don't want to go into predictions right now, but I've been thinking all day about what I'm going to do with predictions. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I just think both teams are going to go at it because Liverpool obviously need the points and Arsenal need the points. I think it's going to be high-scoring. I don't know about you, but we'll do the prediction, like the actual score later. But I think it's going to be high-scoring. I think it's going to be really, really good game, entertaining for the neutral. stressful for us as you're doing a watch along and I'm doing a watch along. It's going to be stressful. Yeah. But I don't know. What do you feel like, or do you think it's going to be a 0-0 drab?
Look, this game could go two ways. You could either thump us, or it could be like a 0-0. I'll go back to the game. It was actually quite a close game at the Emirates earlier in the season. I know you won that 3-2 in the end, but Liverpool. I think Liverpool completely matched Arsenal in the first half, and then in the second half, Arsenal took over a little bit and got their win. But it's quite, I think that's the game Luis Diaz got injured in as well. So that's the game Luis Diaz. He's been missing for 5 months. He's back in training now. This could be the game he comes back at. So, yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's either going to be quite a whitewash on you. So I just don't think Liverpool are at it at this moment in time. Look, we can get up for the big team sometimes. We had a drab 0-0 against Chelsea, but if Chelsea had a goal scorer, they probably wouldn't have won that game 2 or 3-0. We played all right for 45 minutes against City, then didn't turn up in the second half. We got a problem with second halves this season. I don't know what it is. First halves were okay. Second halves, our team just disappears. Now, I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, Arsenal firm favourites.
Talking about that, right, because I do a lot of watch-alongs for FTSM, which is the other channel I work on. Now, obviously, I did the 7-0. I'm not going to say hammering, but the beating of United. We've got Man United fans that do that, and I did it with a United fan. Feel sorry for him. Big up, Cole. Sorry, mate. I know that was painful. But did you? Because I watched that game, and I was like, it's still not impressive from Liverpool. Did you feel that as well, even though it was 7-0?
Yeah, it's a weird game, but Liverpool have had a few this season.
Yeah.
Now we've beaten Bournemouth 9-0. We've beaten Rangers 7-1. We've had a few big goals. We've had a few games where we've beaten teams by big numbers this season, which is weird considering how crap we are. But yeah, the Man United game was a weird match. We never dominated them in such. We were just clinical. That was the difference. Liverpool were just super clinical. And look, when Liverpool, the forwards that we got, if we decide to be clinical on the day, we're going to put goals past anyone. And for some reason against Man United, we were just super clinical. And, Man United played into our hands a little bit as well in that game. They played Rashford through the middle instead of out on the left against Trent, which I thought was a mistake. He was easier to defend against all day. And I don't actually think Man United are that good. I think their league position's a bit false. They still look a bit. I don't think they're much better than they were last season. I think Rashford's just got them out of a lot of trouble this year. That's the difference. But we kept Rashford quiet in that game, and we were just clinical up top. But we weren't. It weren't like a. You go back and watch it, and it weren't like a 7-0 thrashing in the way where United didn't get a kick. It weren't that sort of game. We were just clinical, and they were just poor.
Well, that's how I thought. Because Cole, bless him, he stayed until the end. I don't know how he managed to do it as a United fan. I would have switched off my camera and just gone. But it just didn't impress me that much, even though it was 7-0. And I was like, well done. But I'm like, I didn't really see much from Liverpool. But before I get into the big 5 questions for you, I just want to get into the comments. Big up to G. Hope you're doing well. And welcome to Jamie. Let's try not to skip any there. It's an impressive record if you take out all the defeats. Correct. It's Luke. Arsenal forever since 2012. Oh yeah, Liverpool aggregate score against Arsenal is 33-10, more like a rugby score. Big up to Tariq. Hope you're doing well. I want 3 points at Anfield, but I would take a point. Just don't lose the game. I probably would take a point if being honest as an Arsenal fan.
You can afford to take a point as well, to be fair.
Yeah. But that's not my prediction. But I would take a point. Big up to King. Hope you're doing well. I think our attack and midfield will be too much for Liverpool. We'll get into that. I think, and he's saying Liverpool 5-0 last season was way more impressive than the 7-0. Correct.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Let's get into questioning Jamie about Liverpool now. Right. How are you feeling about Liverpool's season so far? Sorry, mate. Is there some tissue somewhere?
If I had a picture of a toilet right now, that'd be. I don't know what's happened to Liverpool this season. I mean, we came off last season impressive. Going for everything. Played in every final. Was it 64 matches in total? it was an exciting season for us fans, and I loved every minute of it. And then, we go into pre-season. I remember I did all the watch-alongs for pre-season, did everything about pre-season, and there was something that weren't right for me. And I said it to a lot of my people that are close with me and a lot of other Liverpool fans and all that, and they just weren't listening to me. And I was saying, something not right with this pre-season. There's just something not right. Something's not clicking for me. Yeah, we brought in Darwin Núñez and that, and it's like, that's a good signing, but we needed more at the time. I won't go into it too much, but there's a lot to blame at the football club for that, and it's just not the owners. But, there was something about the pre-season that just weren't feeling right for me. And everyone's going, it's a pre-season, don't worry about it. When the real stuff starts, Liverpool kick on, and pre-season just followed into the actual season. And look, the excuse is tiredness, which I can understand playing so much football last season. It was a very short pre-season. I think we only played like 4 games or something like that. Very short pre-season. They go halfway around the world to Asia and everywhere like that. And then you got the season starts from what we did. And I think it's too much of an excuse that people hold on to. I'm one of the only Liverpool fans who say this. A lot of Liverpool fans don't want to admit it, but this tired excuse has got to stop. I mean, are we going to be tired next season as well? That's what I keep saying, Liverpool fans. So if we're tired this season and we're now in April and we're still apparently tired, are we going to be tired next? Is that the excuse for next season, the season after, if we're not playing well? In theory, we're burnt out. I can take burnt out because a lot of these players have played a lot of minutes under Jurgen Klopp. And the way Jurgen Klopp plays, his way of playing football is not got a lot of longevity in it if you don't bring in new players and get rid of the old players. And unfortunately for Liverpool, we kept the people like Hendersons and Milners and people like that around far too long, where we needed to change their legs and get them out, bring new players in, new blood in, and keep the system going, and it all worked. But I think Klopp and his coaching staff looked at it and thought they might be able to get away with it for another year, but it's bitten in the backside, unfortunately. And I think that's the major issue with Liverpool right now. It's not tiredness or anything like that. It's just lack of investment. The players are burnt out, not from last season, but for the last 4 or 5 years. Now, you look at our team for the last 4 or 5 years, it's pretty much the same, and it plays one style. And yeah, that's coming to effect right now. And there's no energy in our team, and we're P&P. We're all about P&P under Jurgen Klopp, power and pace, and there's none of that right now. And if there's none of that, and that's the way we want to play, that's why we're easy targets right now.
Yeah, well, you've actually answered the second question, so I'm going to come up with
second
question. No, honestly, sometimes it happens. It's happens sometimes. I honestly don't mind. But my second question will now be, because I follow every football team. It's just the way I love football. It just happens to support Arsenal. But in January, were you surprised that it was just Gakpo that came in?
Yeah. So, look, Gakpo was an easy transfer to make for Liverpool because it was only 4 million up front. That's all it was. Liverpool paid 4 million up front for Gakpo, and the rest of it comes, is over his contract for 44. But so it was an easy deal to do. I think Liverpool went in for it thinking that United were heavily invested into him. I think United were heavily invested into him at the time, especially with Ten Hag there, knowing the Dutch league. I think he saw Gakpo as a player that could come in for him and do something. But what confuses me with Gakpo is that he's naturally a left winger in his whole time in the Netherlands for PSV at youth level all the way through, played left wing. And Liverpool play him really as a false 9. And Darwin Núñez is playing left wing because he's got that pace and power. And I look at it and wonder why we made that transfer of Darwin Núñez if Gakpo was always going to be looked at as a number 9. And then I always look at the transfer thinking, was Gakpo really needed right now when we could have maybe got a midfielder in January just to shore a little bit up in the hole where it desperately needs filling? But I think they got a plan. I don't like the plan so much, but I think they got a plan, and the plan's Jude Bellingham, and that's how Klopp wants it. That's how Liverpool want it, and the plan's Jude Bellingham. So get Gakpo in. Bobby's leaving in the summer, so that leaves us Jota, Gakpo, Darwin, Mo, Luis Diaz. I mean, it's a decent attack, but
Yeah.
I just don't know. The Gakpo one, I've got to wait till next season. I like the way he started. I think he started okay. He's coming to a crap side at the moment, so I don't expect it. Like, people compare too much to Luis Diaz last January when we brought him in, but Liverpool were flying. And it's easy for someone to come into a team that's flying, especially a player like Luis Diaz, who's that kind of player. When this year we're not, and Gakpo comes in and we're playing in false nine, we're giving him a new position, and it's a bit weird. But I'm gonna wait till next season because I need to see the plan. I need to see the plan. I need to see what Liverpool have got in store, because I think Liverpool going to have a massive summer, and it's going to be one of the first years that Liverpool actually spend quite a bit of money without selling players first. And I want to see the plan, what it all comes together next season, and that's the only way I can answer it, really. Because right now everything's a bit higgledy-piggledy. Everyone's just here, there, just getting through the season, basically.
Yeah, you're right. Do you think Jude's enough?
No. I think we need 4 midfielders, but that ain't going to all happen in one seat. I think Mason Mount looks like it's definitely going to happen from what I'm hearing. I think Mason Mount. I actually like Mason Mount. I think he gets a lot of stick, and I don't get it why. I think it's because he's English. I think it's because he looks like a posh boy and he's English. I don't think. I think that's what it is. I think he just gets that. But I think he's a decent footballer, man. Look, the way Liverpool want to play, as I say, is PMP and energy. That's what Liverpool play, and he will give us that. Plus, he's got a good injury record, and he will be that sort of Genie Wijnaldum replacement that we never replaced. But Jude has to come with him. I think that's Liverpool's 2 main targets: Jude Bellingham and Mason Mount. And then you've got young Stefan Bajcetic there as well, who's coming through. Looks like he's going to be a good player. So that's your 3 midfielders. But I've still got a problem at the club with certain players there who shouldn't be there anymore, personally.
Okay, I'm gonna guess some of them might be defenders.
Defenders, midfielders, old people. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Right, let's move on to the next question. What are Liverpool's strengths that could hurt Arsenal this Sunday?
None.
In your opinion? I've had this quite a few times. But if you think about it, like, I know that Liverpool are playing well right now, but how Liverpool can play.
If Liverpool can catch Arsenal on the counter-attack and they leave space in behind, then Salah, Diaz, Gakpo are going to be lethal. There's no doubt about that. It's happened against City twice this season. It's happened against Man United as well. You know, if Liverpool gets space, Arsenal can play quite expansive sometimes. They can push up the field. They're very good at winning balls back in transition. That's one thing I praise Arsenal for. Liverpool used to but Arsenal sort of remind me of Liverpool under Brendan Rodgers in a weird way. You know, that style of play they're playing when we finish what runs up the City that year. They got that similar style to them. They remind me of that. And they're very good in transition, Arsenal. And Liverpool aren't at the moment. Liverpool used to be the masters under Jurgen Klopp in transition, just suffocating the opposition and winning the ball back all the time and then just feeding the forwards constantly. Liverpool can't do that anymore. So, because Liverpool can't do that anymore, Liverpool's best way of playing is just let Arsenal have the ball. Let Arsenal have the ball. And as deadly as that sounds, because they're so good with it, I think that's our best opportunity in playing counter-attacks. Because Salah weren't in training today. So I don't know if Salah's fit. So, look, I've never known Salah not fit, so it would be a shock. I don't know if it might have something to do. I don't know Ramadan and that. I'm not sure, but he weren't in the training photos. We'll hear from Klopp tomorrow if that's the case. But if Salah is available, you know, having Salah, Gakpo, and Darwin on that counter attack can definitely cause a lot of issues, and I think that's going to be Liverpool's main key to getting anything out of this game, personally. You go toe-to-toe to Arsenal. We're not that team at the moment. We'll just get annihilated.
True. Yeah. Okay. This could be a long one. What are Liverpool's weaknesses that Arsenal could exploit this Sunday?
Right. So it's the high line Liverpool play. So Liverpool, we all know, I think every fan base now in the Premier League in Europe knows Liverpool's high line. And with the high line, we're very expansive with it. So we're not, our full-backs and centre-backs don't stay close together. They're very wide apart. You know, Robbo's on the other line, Trent's on the other line. The centre-backs are quite split. we play that high line. We play one-on-one defending, so we don't play as a team. So our defending is one-on-one all the time. And with that high line, the problem with our high line, if our midfield then don't press and our forward line don't press, with that high line gets exposed time and time again. That's what's happening this season.
Yeah.
So the players that have been so good at that can't no longer do it for two things: age, catching up with a lot of them, and plus the amount of minutes they've played under Jurgen Klopp playing that style. They can no longer press in the midfield. The forward line's not the same. Darwin Núñez is not a presser. He likes to run into space. Gakpo can drop deep, but he doesn't really press. And Mo's just about output now. So when you take that out of the team, if there's no pressing from the front, the midfield tries to press and win second balls back, but they haven't got the mobility and pace now to get them second balls back. And within the line being high at the back, we just got that's why we've conceded I think we're 19th in the most chances given up or something this season because of that, the way we play. So yes, the midfield is absolutely diabolical, but the system isn't helping it at the same time. And if we play like that against you guys, with Odegaard picking up loose balls where we can't win ball back in transition, Saka and Martinelli making their wide runs, Trossard, Jesus, if he's playing, like coming towards the ball, picking up space there. And yeah, that's where Liverpool will be really in trouble.
Okay, thank you, mate. Just appreciate, because obviously it's we can all talk about it as Arsenal fans, like what your weaknesses and strengths, but I like to hear what a Liverpool fan thinks their own weaknesses and strengths are. It's just nice to hear different views. Before we go into the challenge, which I have warned Jamie about, I just want to quickly go into the comments. Shoot, I missed some of this. He's on about the Masters. Big up to Moss. Yes, he's looking forward to the challenge. Good evening to Brenny. He's joining me tomorrow for the other preview. Liverpool's midfield has not been great this season. Mane is a big loss. He is to me. I'm still shocked to this day that you sold him. Still shocked. Are you shocked or not?
No, I was happy for Mane leave, to be fair.
For him or for Liverpool?
Yeah, I just think, Mark, we had the best of Mane. The best of Mane's been and done. And if you're looking at Bayern Munich Mane now, he's not the same Mane of 3 years ago. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
This is the thing. You've got to know when's the right time to let players go. And Mane wanted to leave the year before, personal reasons. He wanted to go.
Right.
And we kept hold of him. But Luis Diaz came. If Luis Diaz weren't injured for these 5 months, I don't think anyone would be saying about the Mane factor missing, because he was doing what Mane did on that left wing. Remember, Mane had to go into the number 9 role because Luis Diaz came in the first place and took his spot, basically. So, I'm not too concerned about that.
Luke saying that maybe the CMs Klopp wanted weren't available in January. I'm sure that Liverpool could have got one. They're pretty big club.
I'll take any midfielder in January.
Bobby Knows always said Gakpo will be a striker in the Prem. Yeah, that's always been my fear. I think Gakpo is a striker, not a winger. He
hasn't got what Klopp wants as a winger. He's not got. He's quick, but he hasn't got that. He ain't got that. That sprint speed like a Luis Diaz has or Darwin has.
Yeah. Gakpo is very clinical in front of goal. He's one to be concerned about on Sunday. He is for me. Your midfielder cannot do Klopp press no more. Down to age, I'm going to put it down to be honest. Trying to ignore the golf comments. I know you're loving the golf, Moss, but this is football. VVD was 6 and maybe Salah got sick too. Did you? Because I know there's talk of mind games on Twitter about Liverpool saying that who's not fit, who is fit. Have you heard who's sick and who's not?
They say this. I'm sick of all of them, but they apparently Virgil was sick. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was sick and was just dropped, and it was a way of saying, "Oh, Virgil's dropped." I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, that if they are sick, I mean, it'd be one. I don't know what they got sick with. I know in the Dutch squad, in the international, they all got a sickness bug, didn't they? In the Dutch squad, in the international break. So I don't know if that's just followed. Like I was about to say, followed through. Then ain't the word words. I don't know if that's came through to the whole squad now. Someone's brought
Yeah.
it back or saying it's a little bug. I'm not sure. I've not really heard anything. I expect Klopp's press conferences tomorrow, so I'll probably know more of them. But no, so far we just know they're not in training. That's all. Well,
Okay. To be
pictures
honest,
weren't sick. They weren't seeing the pictures.
there's a lot of people came back from international break sick. Loads of people. It's quite weird. I don't know what was going on. Man, I can make my nearly ultimate premier with the challenge today. He's very excited about the challenge. Big up to BX Gunner. Hope you have a great Easter. There is too many Arsenal players that currently I would want Arsenal. Moss with City, our dream team. My team's challenge king would be destroy teams in the Prem. Oh dear. Let's try Gakpo. Jamie did not watch World Cup. Ranger. I'm sure he did. Moss TAA would not be in my team. He can't defend. We'll get into that. Luke has already taken part in the challenge. So what I'll do, I'll star that Luke and I'll do that after because it is now time for the challenge. And here's the intro. Okay, so the basic rules of the game are you have to choose 6 from the Arsenal, 5 from your own team, but we also have to do the home formation. And it happens to be Liverpool, and it happens to do the same formation as us. So it's not a problem. So that's awesome. Right, Jamie, a lot of people do this their own different ways. Do you want to pick up the Liverpool players or the Arsenal players first?
Yeah, let's do Liverpool players.
Okay, so 5 from your team then, please, mate. So who are we going to start with?
Alisson's the obvious one.
Okay. Double L, isn't it, Alisson?
Yeah.
Just one. Oh, it's just one, isn't it? Oh.
Just one. Just one.
There we go. Right. Next player, please, mate.
Oh, that's it. That's it. This is difficult. I suppose I'm gonna have to go. Oh, if I go Mo Salah, everyone's gonna go Saka.
No, honestly, everyone's talking. This is going to be the biggest question of all the challenge that I've got to do. Someone has to drop Salah or someone has to drop Saka. So don't worry about it. You go for it.
Look, for Salah's goals, he's got what 40 goals, 40 GA in all competitions with internationals this season. I've got to put Mo in there.
Okay. Do you want him on the right wing, or you can put him in a different position if you wish? It's up to you.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to help you out because a lot of people can change positions. He can.
I'll put Mo in striker.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because then that Saka at right wing, that look tasty. Yeah.
Okay. So your third player, please, mate.
So they don't. They can be. They don't. It don't matter if they're injured. No.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're injured. Yep. We're trying to make the best squad. Thiago. Right, where do you want to put him? Centre mid or CDM?
No, centre mid.
Centre mid. Okay, should come. There we go. Thiago. Okay, next one, please.
Jesus.
Don't worry, everyone struggles. Everyone struggles with their own team. It's crazy how much they struggle with their own team.
It is. I am going to say Virgil.
Okay.
Although Virgil has not been this great this season, it's the first season I've seen him being terrible. So, yeah, Virgil van Dijk.
Okay. Fifth and final Liverpool player, please.
Robbo.
Okay. Right. So let's do right back for Arsenal. If you need help, just ask me if you need to know who to pick between.
Benjamin White's been the best right back this season.
Yeah, no problem. It's just a lot of people struggle with actually who plays for Arsenal. So I had Chris, the Leicester fan. He actually had to look it up. Bless him.
Gabriel's been better. I think Gabriel's been better than Saliba this season.
That's fine.
I think he's been excellent.
This is your challenge, mate. You don't even the comments because I can't read the comments. If they're trying to force you, just stick with what you
Nah,
think.
it's all right. Thomas Partey.
Thomas Partey, yeah.
Yeah, second best DM in the league this season, I'd say. Behind Rodri. Odegaard.
Okay. I'll put Saka in because I know you already said Saka.
Yeah, Saka.
So left midfield. You obviously can put Jesus out there if you wanted because he can do that, Rob. Or Martinelli. Or Trossard. Yeah, you can.
I actually like. People might hate this, but I prefer Trossard over Martinelli.
Okay, do you want to put Trossard out there then?
Yeah. I like Trossard.
Absolutely fine.
I think he's a little gem of a player.
I'm the judge tomorrow. I'm the referee. I decide who wins. But so far, I actually do like your team, so I'm not. I'll not say that I do like it. So you've got Alisson in goal, White, Gabriel, Van Dijk, Robertson. You've got Partey, Odegaard, Thiago, Saka, Salah, and Trossard. That is a very good team, and I will download it because I will use it for the preview for tomorrow. But well done, Jamie. That was a very good challenge. I don't know how it's amazing how many like the opposition fans struggle with their own team. Now, whether or not it's just because every time I've been having a team and their team are just rubbish at the moment, so they just struggle. But
if this was last season, I could have just gone bam, 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 bam.
I had a City fan on, and even he struggled. And to be fair, and I was like, really? You're struggling with City? But he did. Right. So I'm going to get into the comments before I go into the final two questions because it looks like everyone's been doing it. Well done, everyone. So Luke went for Alisson, White, Saliba, Van Dijk, Robertson, Odegaard, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Gakpo, Diaz. Not bad. If with Arsenal, who cares about defending with two goods to dominate with offence across the board? He's just saying. This is Moss's, is it? So has he done the right one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. Has he gone? Yeah, he's gone for 5. So he's got Alisson, Trent, Alexander. No, you've lost. Sorry, no offense, but no anyone that puts Trent Alexander-Arnold in their squad. No, sorry, cannot defend. Alisson, White, Canate, Gabriel, Robbo, Thiago, Partey, Odegaard, Martinelli, Salah, Saka. That's a good one. I like that one as well. What do you think of that one from King?
Alisson, White, Canate, Gabriel, Robbo. Yeah, I love Canate. Canate's he's tremendous. He's probably now Varane's at the French international. I think him and Upamecano are going to be the centre back partnership for France going forward now. He's a tremendous player. I can't believe we got him for 36 mil. He's tremendous. Thiago, Partey, I think that's the same as mine, isn't it? And then Martinelli. Yeah, it's just just a couple off mine, ain't it?
Yeah. I do like it. Arsenal Forever has gone for his actual chosen 11. And to be honest, Arsenal Forever, and I do apologise, Jamie, but I'm going to write this down because I do like the formations of what people select. And I've got a feeling I won't be able to get this again tomorrow. So I'm just going to quickly write this down because I don't want to lose it. So big up to you. Sin, Gabriel, because we've got no Saliba. Is that a positive for you that we've got no Saliba probably tomorrow on Sunday?
I don't know, to be fair. I like Saliba. He's going to be a superstar. He's still a young boy. Yeah. I do like Gabriel as well. I think Gabriel's just a bit more. I don't know. Something about Gabriel I really rate. Is that I don't know. Saliba's very cool and calm at the back. Reminds me of Virgil in a way, and Gabriel's a bit of that, bit more erratic. But I don't know. I think he's better than people give him credit for. Holding with hair is a different player, isn't he? So it's. I don't know. I don't know. I think if this was Liverpool last season going into that game without Saliba and you got Holding that back, I think it could be an issue. But I don't know if it's going to be quite an issue today.
Yeah, I definitely disagree with you, Moss. That team's just not even being talked about because you put. And it's not being horrible, Jamie. It's just I just don't think Trent can defend. He's a very good player. But when it comes to defending, if you're a right back, that's what you need to be able to do. So I'm not being mean.
He shouldn't play. I've been saying this for a while. He shouldn't play right back in a way.
Yeah. Do you think he's a good midfielder?
No, I think he's a win. I think he's a win back. Same as Trent James. A sense of Reece James. I've been saying this for a while with Reece James as well. I don't think Reece James is that great of a defender either, but he's super smooth going forward. And if you notice with Reece James, he's always best when he plays in a back three. So he's the wing back getting forward, and the majority of his plays going forward. You know, I watched him against Liverpool the other day, and he was superb going forward, so silky on the ball in the forward areas of the pitch. But when he went back, he does what Trent does a lot. He gives up and lets people run past him. And it don't get spoken about much because he doesn't really play fullback where Trent plays fullback. Trent should play right wing back. I think Trent right wing back with his attributes going forward would be amazing. But Klopp's never going to play free at the back, so it ain't going to play. I don't know what we do with Trent next season. I really don't. It's a worrying point because his defending has gone down badly. But yeah, as a wing back, he would be fantastic.
Yeah, because I actually looked at your tweet that you did on Twitter about you went for a 3-4-3, didn't you?
Yeah.
This weekend. So, so I think that would suit Trent. To be honest, I think he could get away with his lack of defensive skills, shall I call it? Right. Last two questions. Who do you think will win the Premier League this season? I ask everyone. You don't have to answer if you don't want it. It's up to you.
Arsenal. I said this. I think I was on the Gale show the other day, last week, and I was saying it don't matter about the result. I mean, you can afford a draw at Anfield. Yeah. I just feel like I can't see Arsenal losing enough games for Man City to catch you now. I know you've got a few hard games to go. I think you're away Liverpool. You've got to play City at the Etihad, don't you?
Yeah, got Chelsea, Newcastle
and
away.
Chelsea and Newcastle away. So if you can get through all them games without losing any of them, and you just draw them all, you're winning the title still. So yeah, I just don't know if you're going to lose enough for City to catch you. And City have got their own issues at the moment at times. I feel so.
Yeah.
I don't. This ain't the same City as last season. They got you can get at this City team now.
You can.
You know, you can get at them. So, yeah, I think Arsenal go. I think everyone's surprised. I think it's a big shock to everyone where Arsenal come from this season. I think when I did my predictions, I had you guys coming fourth or third in my Premier League predictions at the beginning of the season.
Fourth as well, yeah.
Being top of the league where you are now, I think has shocked the whole Premier League. I don't think anyone actually saw it coming, and it'd be.
I don't think Arsenal did.
No, it'd be interesting. I can't wait for next season for obvious things that this season's absolutely finished with. But I'm looking forward to next season and see what a lot of these teams can do. I want to see what Brighton do next season. I want to see what Newcastle do next season. I want to see how Arsenal go again next season, arguably defending their title and being in the Champions League. You know, being in the Champions League next season for Arsenal is massive.
Correct. Yeah.
They're going to have to big up their squad a little bit more as well, because the subs bench can be a bit weaker for Arsenal at times. But I think Arsenal have done well this season on the injury front. They've kept the majority of their best players continuously fit, and that's been a big plus for Arsenal.
I know a lot of people
definitely.
Yeah, I know a lot of people say definitely not, with Jesus being out for like 3 months, our main striker. We've had a few injuries. But I think this is the Ten Hag thing. Everyone's just gone, oh, really? It's absolute rubbish just to try and...
I mean, like Liverpool had it. I mean, when Liverpool won the Premier League, we hardly had any injuries to our core players. You had 1 or 2 that are out for a few weeks or something like that. But the core team, I remember everyone used to say, what are Liverpool doing to win Champions League? Like Champions League and Premier League back to back, and they never had any injuries them 2 seasons to all these key players, and there's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes it just happens, and Arsenal, they lost Jesus, but you still have Martinelli and Saka there, and I think if you lost Saka's like a wonder boy, and I think if you lose Saka right now, and then you beautiful in the transfer market by getting Trossard in January, and that was a great bit of business. So yeah, I think Arsenal done well. Well.
Final question: score prediction. What are you going with, Jamie?
I think it'll be 3-2 Arsenal. I think it'd be exactly the same scoreline in the first game. I think it's gonna be a very tight game, and all depends who Liverpool pick. See, we got Thiago and Luis Diaz back there in training now. Diaz's been training for about 10 days now, but I think Klopp's been keeping him purposely for the Arsenal game. If he's in the squad, wouldn't be starting, but if he was on the bench, Thiago might start because we ain't got any other choice. It might just help us out a little bit, but Yeah, I think there would be I think we might actually take the lead, and like we did against City, and it would be like everyone getting pumped up, and then Arsenal would just keep playing their game like City did. City didn't. City were like, oh, Liverpool scored. We'll just carry on playing the same way. There's no panic, and I think Arsenal will do that as well. They'll carry on playing their own way, get an equaliser, go 2-1 up. Liverpool equalise 2-2, and then I'll see Arsenal winning it with like 10 minutes to go or something like that. I think that's how it might play out, unfortunately, for us.
Yeah, you know what? That's literally what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 4-3 now. I think it's going to be like the game of the season. That's what I'm hoping. But knowing my luck, because I always go like big on some of these scores, and it ends up being the 0-0 absolute rubbish game. Because to be honest, I was expecting the Liverpool-Chelsea game to be good quite in midweek, but absolute DOS, wasn't it? And I was, because I did the watch long for the West Ham game last night. And I was expecting goals, but I wasn't expecting that scoreline for Newcastle. I have to be honest. That was a mental scoreline. Just want to quickly go into the comments before we wrap it up. Yeah, TAA is a wing back, in his opinion. Moss, the injury has killed the... Oh, so he's talking about what Moss was saying. White over TA any other day of the week. TAA was the best left back for 4 years. He'll bounce back. We need to score first and silence the crowd. Do you think that's right? Do you think Anfield has that effect? I don't think it does.
Anfield's quite silent at the moment anyway, so you ain't got a problem there. But I think this is Arsenal's biggest game at Anfield since 1989.
Yeah, well, I was respectful, to be honest, because normally the league chat is normally this one. But I always thought, that Mickey Thomas.
That's where I started supporting Liverpool, because I'm 41. So my dad, I remember sitting there with my dad in the living room on our armchairs watching the last game, because everyone forgets like the games used to be on a Sunday on ITV called The Big Match, didn't it? And it'd always be either a Liverpool or Arsenal game or a Man United game, because they're the three biggest teams in the league, and that's what they'd show. And this was the last game of the season, and it was at Anfield, and watching it, I remember watching it. My dad actually threw a brick at the telly, and I don't know why he had a brick in the front room for, but he had a brick. And and I remember sitting there with my dad thinking, wow, my dad is so passionate about this football club. Because I was just watching, I weren't really. And then the following year, when I turned 10, I was like supporting this football club ever since. Because everyone always asked me why they're a Southern boy supporting Liverpool. And my dad's from there, and he was born there anyway, and supported them all through his life. And you just go with your dad, don't you? And that's what happened.
Yeah, well, this actually stays by my bed. It's the 1989 30th anniversary. It's the gold pins of all the Arsenal players, and because I'm 1 year older than you, so it's literally the same game that we both fell in love with respective clubs. But my granddad supported Arsenal since 1920s, so, and he lived by Boreham Woods, which is where Arsenal used to train, and Arsenal women played there. So Arsenal was through and through in my family, and you either support Arsenal or you support West Ham. Obviously, we've got West Ham next week, so that will be a big preview next week as well. But Jamie, really appreciate you coming on. Where can people find you, mate?
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. So you can find me at Jamie Phillips Football Chat. That's my YouTube channel, and my Twitter is just there, Jamie LFC 39. So go follow me on Twitter, guys. I'll follow you guys back, and thank you for having me on. I do appreciate it.
My pleasure. I have put Jamie's YouTube channel in the description as well, so please head over there and subscribe. It costs you nothing to subscribe to anybody's channel, so I really appreciate it. Jamie, it's been great having you on. Really appreciate having a nice chat with you. Everyone in the comments, really appreciate you being on as well. I will be back tomorrow with the Armoury preview with G Talks and Brenny. You'll be up against Jamie's team now, so who will win? I shall decide tomorrow. But guys, also see you very soon. And as always, come on, you Gunners. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
See you later. Bye.